of all of these things, for me, what's the most important thing? Man and the relationship with God and the concept of God. This is the most important. How do we as human beings reconcile ourselves with God? For me, that's the most important thing. For you, it's not.
For me, the historicity. Because I do not think Islam should be taken seriously at all, because from what I can see, evidence clearly points to the fact that the Islam that you follow today goes against what is supposed to be early Islamic time evidence. So in other words, you shouldn't believe in a person called Muhammad who is a prophet of Islam, because early evidence contradicts your ideas concerning him.
Okay, so let's set a foundation, yeah?
Sure.
So I want to extract the principle from what you're saying, because we're going to apply this both ways.
Absolutely.
Okay. So the principle you're saying to me is that the early evidence from a religious text, you're talking about religious texts?
All available early evidence.
Because there is a lack of historical evidence from the early texts, this puts the whole religion into suspicion.
I didn't say lack of. I said there is plenty of early evidence, early artifacts. Roughly put, Muhammad is supposed to have lived or ministered between 610 and 632 AD. Roughly put. Early evidence corresponding to that period from the land area which is today the Arabian Peninsula contradicts plenty of fundamental claims in Islam, including about the person called Muhammad.
Okay, so let's set this principle. So because you're saying to me that there is evidence that exists from the time of the Prophet Muhammad, but you're saying it contradicts Islam.
Exactly.
This is what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so what I'm saying, so let's reverse this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say something to you. So there is no evidence of any contemporary to Jesus, peace be upon him, available for you to base anything about his life on. A big claim.
It's your challenge. Yeah.
Big claim.
Sure,
No.
I disagree.
This is your challenge. Of course, I disagree with you and you disagree with me.
Sure.
So what we're going to do is we're going to apply these principles to each other both ways.
Absolutely.
Because this is the only fair way to have that discussion.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So you can present what you want to present, and I will present what I want to present, and we can have a discussion about that.
Okay, sure. So let me begin with Islam. So maybe I'll talk about
Are we going to time this or?
No, we can have the discussion. We're adults.
Yeah. So I'm going to focus.
You sure? Yeah, we are.
He doesn't call me a pop so far,
no,
so
okay.
I'm hoping things will be better now, Imran.
You weren't behaving like one earlier.
Let's focus on the discussion.
Exactly. I'm going to talk about three specific things: Muhammad, Quran, Islam as a religion generally, apart from the text. But
your focus is historical, right?
Historical. My focus is history, historical veracity. Recent evidence tells us. So you would, as part of Islam, you would think Muhammad came to abolish idolatry. He abolished idolatry, replaced it with monotheism, which he would call Islam. But recent evidence tells us monotheism was the only prevalent religion across the Arab world, even for a century or more.
What recent evidence?
This is Ahmad al-Jalad quoting Layla Nemi, based on inscriptions which are in particular called Safavitic inscriptions. He has analyzed, Layla Nemi has analyzed the progression of inscription-based details in relation to religion across the Arabian Peninsula, and what she establishes is at least for 100 years, in some cases for even 200 years, across the Arabian Peninsula especially, you have monotheism and monotheism only. We have evidence for idolatry, polytheism prior to that, but in the last 100 to 200 years...
Which last 100, 200 years?
100 to 200 years before when Islam is supposed to have begun.
So you're saying from the year 400...
Something like that, yeah.
From the year 400,
yeah.
Arabia was all monotheistic.
This is what recent evidence tells us.
Because you are using this claim, because I want to understand it. I'm not going to pretend.
Sure.
You are bringing a claim now that in the year 400, the Arabian Peninsula was monotheistic.
This is what evidence suggests.
Okay,
Yeah.
so bring the evidence.
So like I said.
No, I don't want to quote.
Well, so if you so here is where Imran, that's really good. So of course I'm talking about academic research at the moment. I haven't got the.
Let me clarify.
Sure.
Because what you've done is you've taken a contemporary researcher who's looked at inscriptions,
Yeah.
and they've extrapolated from this
Yeah.
that not in the region of where the inscriptions were found or the group of people, because they use a specific Sapphiatic, you said. Sapphiatic. Who are these people?
Sapphiatic is a category of a language.
Yeah. Who are these people?
It's Arabs, nomadic Arabs across the Arabian.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from this specific nomadic Arabs
Yep.
who are making inscriptions, you've this person, not you, because obviously you're using their evidence as an evidence for your argument,
Yeah.
but they've taken this and they've extrapolated it to all of the Arabian Peninsula, because not all of the Arabian Peninsula were nomadic Arabs, and they were not all Sapphiatic. Yes, this is basically. One second, let me just make the point.
Sure.
So I'm giving you I'm pointing out the illogicity within the premises that you're bringing. So one second.
Go on.
If you have inscriptions from a specific group of people scattered around the Arabian Peninsula, you cannot extrapolate from that, and I haven't seen the evidence yet, I'm just taking your word, you cannot extrapolate from that all of Arabia was monotheistic.
So so I'm going to clarify right now, Imran,
Okay.
because
What's the scholar? What's the scholar that you raised?
I'm responding.
Sure. You can
responding
just before you respond.
Yeah, sure.
The counter because we're comparing now.
No, the counter isn't. You have distorted my claim there.
Okay.
And the distortion is this.
What's the distortion?
You of course asked me repeatedly who are these people when I referred to Sapphiatic inscription, and I said these are not people. This is a category of a language of a language in existence in Arabian Peninsula. Recent research tells us. I mean, I'll
Because you're using this vague phrase, recent
Sure.
research.
Sure, but the thing is, you are not familiar with Sapphiatic inscriptions. That's fine.
Was it the only language in Arabia at the time?
No, of course not.
So
What was it the only
No,
language?
but let's just we'll come to that. It's no
sure.
problem.
Are you the pup right now, or what's going on?
No.
I'm responding to you. I don't know why.
Oh, you don't want to talk to me now?
No, it's
I'm
okay.
willing to talk, but
Guys,
let's
we're
not talk
becoming
too
derailed. We're becoming derailed.
That's fine.
Oh, okay. So it was okay
See-
for you to do it, but now that I'm asking you a question,
you understand,
you're
because
getting
you're-
upset now.
I didn't use the word derail. He said.
Oh, okay.
You should
No.
speak
So-
to him.
wait a second, Aaron, wait a second.
So now you don't want me to speak.
Wait a second.
Wait a second,
You know what?
Wait a second,
You know
wait a
what? You know what I'll do though? I'll actually respect your.
No, this is Speaker's Corner, you're allowed to heckle.
No.
If you respect it, you'll be-
I'll respect your decision actually that you just want to have a conversation with Imran, and I'll let you get on with it, and I won't interrupt you the way you interrupted me.
You seem to be interrupting
Please,
right now.
go ahead.
Cool. Thank you.
Please go ahead.
Okay. So my only point is.
No, don't talk to me. Talk to him.
My only point is, as Imran representing your view, if you want to join with Imran, that's fine.
Well, you were quite
But
happy
don't take twice the time and give me only.
Yeah, but
don't
you-
do that. That's
you
my
were-
only
you were-
point.
you were quite happy to
Now,
do that before,
Imran,
though. Yeah.
Imran, can I put it this way, Imran? So you weren't familiar with the Sapphiatic inscriptions.
No, hang
So
on,
can I-
hang on, wait a second.
Yeah.
It's improper to characterize someone else's. You're bringing the evidence. You're saying it's recent research. You're
that's
quoting
fine.
it. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
because you miscaricatured
Did
what
I?
I was trying to say by saying that I was projecting or I was extrapolating evidence from some region, or
Yeah.
a portion to the entire area. I'm going to repeat, and if you want more details, I can bring the actual research report to you and present it before you.
I'm going to ask you to do that.
Absolutely, but not today. I haven't got it, unfortunately, with me right now.
So you
today.
understand that at the moment, this is really, you're arguing from the perspective of a single academic who's bringing this position based upon their research on inscriptions. None of this is definitive.
No. No.
You understand?
No,
Do you understand
no.
the position?
But
I want you to clarify.
No, don't clarify. Don't
Yeah.
clarify like that. You can't preemptively.
Don't do that to him, please, Imran. Because then he make his
You
argument.
see, did he
look
say?
nonsensical.
Did he say he was? He is a bit ashamed. Please don't
I'm
do
talking
that.
to
Yeah.
him.
No, don't
He's
say
not
that.
ashamed at all.
He's my brother. I'm not
He's
ashamed.
not ashamed of me, brother. We're brothers.
I know. This
Yeah,
is
we
what
don't get
happens
ashamed
all
of each other like that.
Just because you're brothers, you let each
get
other,
ashamed of one another
each
because of
other
this?
do anything you
No,
want.
no.
Ashamed very easily.
We
Look at
we
him.
will always speak upon the truth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
alhamdulillah.
sure. Now, Imran.
Yes.
Yeah. So today I don't have the printout. I agree. I even put my two hands up.
Good.
I'd like to present the printout to you with evidence. I'd like you to respond to the evidence that is presented. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to speak on behalf of 3 separate researchers who are the world leaders in this area. Inscriptions in the Arabian Peninsula, there are 3 stalwarts, world stalwarts. Michael MacDonald, Ahmad al-Jalad, and then thirdly, a number of people including Leila Naimi. Stalwarts across the world, there is none better than them, and I am going to present their own findings to you. And so the point is, it's not. I'm not talking from. I'm not presenting to you one viewpoint as if another viewpoint exists.
Let me clarify. So another viewpoint already exists because this is what you're countering with this evidence. Hang on a second.
Go on. Finish.
The other viewpoint already exists as a narrative within history that was widely accepted, that you're bringing evidence to counter. Do you understand?
Sure.
Yeah.
So now,
hang on a second. Let me make a statement. So again, what you're doing is simply this: you're taking some recent evidence, recent research of a specific group of people. I've just had a quick look. Is one of the Semitic languages available within the Arabian Peninsula. Safaitic is one of the Semitic languages available within the Arabian.
Out of how many?
Many.
No.
How many?
You really know, Abbas?
I've had a look.
Sorry,
I'm a
so
boss.
you are.
I thought you said
So
someone
one
else.
second.
Sorry, Imran.
You see, you want to bring me in.
Let me have my say. Yeah. So you're bringing one of the available Semitic languages in the region, for which inscriptions were found by some researchers, who are then making the claim that the Arabia was monotheistic. Hang on one second. You're making this claim that the Arabia was monotheistic. Okay. Now that's you haven't presented it. You haven't given me why they can extrapolate this and make this general.
I disagree with the claim that it's an extrapolation. I'll clarify why.
Sure.
But once you
that's
finish.
fine.
Yes,
so the reason I'm making it as an extrapolation is because it's not all of the available Arabic tribes or languages of the tribes in that region who are doing this.
Sure.
The second reason for saying it is actually there's very good evidence that the people were not monotheistic.
What's the evidence?
So, and this is where it comes to if you look at the Islamic history, you will see that the people of the time were worshipping multiple idols.
What is the evidence, though?
Sure. So what you've done is you've brought a secular historian to bring this concept. I've heard you. I'm saying it's not sufficient as an evidence to prove monotheism exists. The current understood narrative of the region is that the people were polytheistic. Why did I say this? Because they were not from the Jews of the time or the Christians of the time, who were the monotheists of the time. Okay, there were Jews there specifically in tribes who were monotheists, and the rest of the people surrounding, unless you're saying all of this area was monotheistic, which is the claim.
Yes.
This is the claim, which you have to bring more than just some inscriptions of this.
Sure. Okay. So I heard you, Imran. Here is the challenge, though. For inscriptions, you said there are many other languages. Research have studied in detail.
Yes.
They understand that Arabic, as you know, Arabic today was as recent as having been in existence only for 100 or 200 years before Islam's advent.
No, that's not true.
This is
incorrect.
I'll finish what I wanted to say. And prior to this period, they have broadly 2 categories of languages: North Arabian, South Arabian languages. And in South Arabia at that time, Southern Arabia, you have cities. Well, Yemen of the previous way in which Yemen was. You have cities and city-based languages, not Arabic. Likewise, Northern Arabian languages, they have a couple of different categorizations, one of which is Safaitic. In other words, it's one major branch.
I understand.
And then I'll clarify. This Safaitic inscription.
I'm going to say one second before you move on. So you're evidencing my position. You are saying that Safaitic is specific to a region.
No.
Yes, you just said it just now. You said, hang on a sec, you said the southern part of the country was city-based languages. You said that the Safaitic language was specific to the north. You said the Safaitic language was specific to the north. You said that, not me. Now, one second. This bolsters my position that I was saying to you, that you cannot take the inscriptions from a selected language of a group of people and generalize it to the whole of the region, which is what the thesis